What's up guys, Pokemon Trainer Mikey here with another Pokemon BDSP Wi-Fi battle. I am using the 2022-2021 link code for OU 6v6 battles. Now my team here is a little taboo. I'm working with 4 choice items, which I don't recommend and I normally don't ever do. One of them being Choice Specs Dragonite, a little different there. And my opponent is working with some pretty big threats like that Latios-Gengar combo, which is lethal, and some good defensive bulk like Suicune and Gliscor. So when I saw that team, I got a little nervous, but it just meant that I had to tailor my plays very carefully. Obviously, I'll have 4 mons locked into one move with those 4 choice items, so I have to really think ahead and, think what's going to benefit me in the long run. So he's going to lead with his shiny Gliscor, and I'm going to lead with my shiny Miltank, which is fine because I, will take whatever he has to throw at me very well, and I could set up my entry hazards here. So I'm going to go for Stealth Rock, thinking that he'll do the same, but it turns out that he actually goes for the attacking move right off the bat and earthquakes me. And Miltank being Miltank and doing what it does best, takes that very well. But I can't do anything to it. I can't paralyze it with Thunder Wave. I can't I could body slam it, but it won't do anything. So I think this is a great opportunity for me to go into and highlight my Choice Specs Dragonite, because when people see Dragonite versus Gliscor, no one's going to switch out Gliscor. They're going to keep Gliscor in so it can set up and do whatever it can, because it can pretty much take any attack that my physical Dragonite has to throw. In this case, I am not physical, I am specially based, so I'm going to go for that Ice Beam, and it always takes opponents by surprise on Pokemon Showdown, whether it's, versus Scizor and I get that Flamethrower up, or I go for the Ice Beam on a Gliscor. It's an easy kill because it catches opponents by surprise, and I love doing that because now I get one of the most annoying mons in the OU tier out of the way. Right now the battle is looking really good for me. My Miltank has hardly taken any damage, my Dragonite has hardly taken any damage, and I am just looking to keep that momentum. I did expect the Latios to come in here, which is, again, okay, because I could just switch into something that can absorb whatever he wants to throw. And what better Pokemon to do that than Miltank? So I kind of wrestled around with the idea of maybe putting Mesprit in there, but it just made more sense to send in Miltank and just see what he was working with, because it is really early and you don't want to make any wild plays on the first few turns. He does go for that Draco, which I was expecting, and it does so much damage to Miltank, which is so unfortunate because with Defog and Stealth Rocks out of the way, Miltank really didn't get a chance to do anything in this match, but it's, it's fine. Obviously it's better than losing something like Dragonite or Gengar. So when I see that damage, I'm thinking Specs, because Scarf Latios usually runs the tier, but with that much damage, I ran the calcs, it would not have done that much if it was Scarfed. So Specs Latios it is. Obviously he does reveal that he is Specs, going for it again. I was hoping that that second Draco would miss and I could get that T-Wave off, but that's not the case. RIP Miltank, it is so unfortunate. I wanted to see it shine and, be useful in this match, but it is what it is. That's the game. You have to feel out your opponent in the beginning, and unfortunately I had to feel out that he was Specs Latios, which is so scary. But again, Miltank being an absolute unit, ate up 2 Specs, ate up the first Specs Draco, even with a fourth of its health gone. So, Latios is sitting at -2 special attack. He clearly won't leave in Latios, so I do get a free switch into Gengar, and I get to Shadow Ball anything that comes in. So, he makes the Magnezone play, which is perfect for me because I know for a fact that I 2-hit KO Magnezone. It looks like it does about half, but in my experience going up against Magnezone with Gengar, Shadow Ball does 2-hit KO. I was surprised it didn't do more, even though I'm carrying Scarf, so there has to be some special defense investment there. I didn't think it was Specs if he was carrying Specs on Latios already, but then again, I'm carrying 4 choice mons, so who am I to talk? But Magnezone does go down, and that is a scary threat because just, one Specs Thunderbolt KOs Scizor, depending on most Scizor sets, and one Specs Flash Cannon demolishes Garchomp, so I'm really happy that's gone. Now he does go into his Latios because he gets to reset, he gets to essentially go for whatever move he wants, and I'm anticipating that he does go for the Draco here, thinking that I would switch out and not sack my Gengar. So when looking at my team, I really do want to hang on to Dragonite, I really want to hang on to Crawdon, I really want to hang on to Gliscor because of that bulk. So I'm comfortable with sending in Mesprit here, and unfortunately it getting sacked if he does go for that Specs Draco, but instead he surprises me and goes for Psychic, which I don't know if he knew or remembered that I carried Mesprit, or if he just wanted to just go for a stab Psychic attack, and not get the Draco drop. But that's fine by me, so I get to, I click Ice Beam, and I really do need to put Shadow Ball on Mesprit, because I just go for the Ice Beam, and you probably switch to anticipating Shadow Ball, and not Ice Beam, but I get Ice Beam off on Suicune, which is such a terrible chip because he's just going to get Leftovers recovery and heal back up by the time I switch out of here, because now I'm locked in with Choice Scarf Mesprit. As you know from my last video, if you did watch my last video, you should definitely check it out. I do love carrying around Choice Scarf Mesprit in OU because, again, it catches many opponents by surprise. A lot of people leave in Gengar against Mesprit, and if their Gengar's not Scarfed, I'm outspeeding them and I'm hitting them with Stab Psychic, and I'm knocking them out. So I love carrying around Choice Scarf Mesprit. Unfortunately here I can't do much, so I send in my Crawdon, and he's going to go for the Calm Mind. Fine by me, he's not getting a defensive boost, and he can't really do anything to Crawdon even at +1. So I'm just going to go for the knockoff here and, get rid of his recovery. And for those of you who don't know, Crawdon does have access to the ability Adaptability, which increases the stab from 1.5 to 2 times. And carrying Choice Band, as you see, really, really puts a dent in Suicune. Suicune being, such a huge, bulky threat. I do more than half just with knockoff. So I'm going to go for it again, even though he's at +2 special attack. I did run the calcs. Even a +2 Scald or Ice Beam really doesn't do much. It doesn't kill me. And I do get a crit on that second knockoff. And had he survived it, again, like I said, a Scald or Ice Beam at +2 would not have knocked out Crawdon. So it really would not have made a big difference here. So he brings in Latios now. And again, I'm really, really scared because I think of that Specs Draco Meteor in the back of my mind. So I always have to be prepared just in case he's anticipating a switch. I know he's not going to go for Psychic. He could have Thunderbolt. He could have something, lurking in the back that I'm not aware about. So, I'm preparing for the worst case scenario, which is that Choice Specs Draco Meteor. And again, I'm fine or more comfortable at this point just getting rid of Mesprit. So that's what I do because I really do want Crawdon because it's such a good asset. I do have that priority with that Aqua Jet I do want to keep around. So I bring in Mesprit and I'm like, all right, buddy, it's your time. And he goes for Energy Ball. So again, Mesprit proving to me why I love it so much. Has some decent bulk, eating up two Specs attacks from this Latios. So I'm expecting him to switch out here because he did see that I revealed that I had Ice Beam on the last turn that I had Mesprit in. So I'm going to go for that Stab Psychic, but he leaves Latios in here. And I get a crit, which, that's just, it's unfortunate, it's the game though, and I get that special defense drop. But he just decides he wants to take out whatever he can, and he goes for Energy Ball and knocks me out. Unfortunate there, I was expecting the Rotom play, because if I went for Ice Beam, he would have resisted it with Rotom, but it's cool. I think that probably was not the play he should have gone for, because now I got a crit off on Latios and I got some pretty good chips. So, the only move here is my Choice Scarf Gengar, because if he does decide to stay in, and he's pretty much sacking his Latios. And at this point, I'm kind of gathering that my opponent is only really playing to knock out whatever in front of him. And, by doing that, he needs to keep his Latios alive, because that Latios really is the glue because it's super strong. So I get that Stab Shadow Ball on Rotom, which is his next play. and it does a little under half, which you hate to see it. You know, I don't want to leave Gengar in to take any damage from Rotom, because I'm gonna need Gengar to get rid of that Latios. So he does reveal that he is working with Shadow Ball, which would have done a lot to me. So I'm happy I brought in Crawdaunt. And now I get a free knockoff, because I'm not really sure if my opponent wants to stay in with this Toaster Oven and take a stab boosted or adaptability boosted Aqua Jet on this Choice Banded Crawdaunt. But, you know, right now he is backed into a corner, because I could knock off what I'm going to do. If he brings in Latios, that's a wrap for his Latios and pretty much a wrap for the game. And but it turns out that he is Scarfed. He's going to go for that second Shadow Ball, and that's a wrap for the Toaster Oven, because he's not going to be able to take a boosted knockoff. So Rotom's gone. He's only down to his Gengar and his Latios, which, quite honestly, like I said, that is a lethal combo. So he's going to bring in his Latios right here. And I know he carries Energy Ball, and I know he's probably going to go for that, because he's pretty much been knocking out threats that are just in front of his face. Just in case he does decide to switch it up and go for that Draco Meteor, maybe anticipating a switch, I'm okay with sacking Crawdaunt. Crawdaunt did its job. It knocked out Suicune. It took care of Rotom. So he does reveal that he does want to go for the Energy Ball, and I get to go for the free switch in on Dragonite. I resist it. I very heavily resist it, so he can't leave in Latios. So now it's time for Choice Specs Dragonite to take the stage again and clean up business. I do have that Stab Dragon Pulse, which does look very tempting, and that's what I'm going to go for. I could go for Hurricane, but why would I do that with 70% accuracy? I'd rather go for the Dragon Pulse, even though there's not too much strength for it. I think Dragonite does have access to Draco Meteor, but I was more comfortable with putting Dragon Pulse on there just for accuracy purposes. So he's going to bring in his Ectoplasma, which is a really cool nickname for Gengar. It is shiny too, just like the rest of his team. And I go for Dragon Pulse, and I'm thinking like, oh, this is great. It's going to one-shot Gengar, and oh my gosh, Gengar survives with just a little sliver left, which breaks my heart. He goes for the Sludge Bomb, which does a ton. That's fine. I'm going to get that second hit on it and take care of it. I did run the calcs, and I was surprised to see that with Choice Specs and Stab, Gengar does, with no investment in defense, special defense, it does bow anywhere between 84 to 99.2% on the roll. So Gengar gets by with it. This is where Stealth Rocks would have been very, very integral, but it's fine. So he does bring in Latios, and I can't do anything because now I'm, you know, curse bodied. I can't make a move. So I have to bring in Gliscor here, and he goes for Ice Beam, which is the smart play, because, you know, now he can hit everything on my team. He won't suffer any stat drops. So it one-shots Gliscor, and now I bring in my Gengar, and all I have to do is hit Shadow Ball. If I don't hit Shadow Ball, I'm in trouble. I lose the game. But I think Shadow Ball does always hit, I'm pretty sure. But I go for a slow shot. I hate that animation. It's so slow. But I do end up hitting a Shadow Ball, and that's the match. So good game to my opponent. I really did enjoy his team. He had a pretty interesting setup, and I was definitely scared when I first saw his team, but it was good. Some really good plays. But that's the video for today, guys. Definitely give the video a like if you enjoyed watching. Consider subscribing to my channel. I do want to post more videos like these. I love battling. I would love to continue doing it more. And like I said, the 2022-2021 link code for 6v6 OU battles. You could even run into me and we could battle there. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. Take care. Have a good one. Peace.